Hey everybody, the Grammy nominations for 2021 are out now, and we're going to be going through that and talking a little bit about that. There's a lot to unpack. A lot of surprising things happened or maybe didn't happen, and we're going to talk about Album of the Year odds for who I think is the front runner, Taylor Swift. A lot of interesting stuff going on in the Grammys this week when they were released. So I'm Tim Wolf, and I'm an artist in Nashville, singer-songwriter, do my own production. This is my studio. Thank you for joining me here. You can listen to my music. There's a link down below where you can download some of my recent singles, like Born in South Dakota and Castle Builder Cards, for free. And there's also a link where you can listen to some of my music on Spotify. So let's get into it. So the biggest news is Album of the Year nominations. The biggest snub that everyone's talking about is The Weeknd was snubbed and not even nominated for a single award in any category. Any category. His album After Hours was considered by many, I did a previous video on this, maybe the front runner to win Album of the Year. And his single Blinding Lights is probably the most successful single of the year when the Billboard puts together their charts for the end of the year. I'm going to guess that Blinding Lights is going to be the number one song for 2020. And it's not just commercial success that generates Grammy nominations, but it's also previous nominations. The Weeknd has actually won before. He's won previously. The Weeknd won. He's won 3 Grammys according to the Google. He won for Urban Contemporary Album in 2018 for Starboy. He won for Urban Contemporary Album in 2016. Beauty Behind the Madness, and R&B Performance in 2016 for Earned It. So this is a guy who's already won 3 Grammys. So usually it's easier for someone who's won to be nominated, and he was completely shut out. And there's a lot of people in outrage about it, and The Weeknd has talked about it, and he said, the Academy owes me and my fans an explanation. They need to be transparent how that possibly happened. So and people are saying that it's the biggest snub since 1984 when Prince's When Doves Cry was shut out of nominations. So it's big news. And another one which is not really talked about as much in the articles that I've seen is the other front runner in competition with Taylor Swift's Folklore, which was Fiona Apple's Fetch the Bolt Cutters, was nominated, but not nominated in Album of the Year category. To me, the 2 frontrunners in competition to Taylor Swift's Folklore have been eliminated. And now I feel that she's got a pretty clean shot to win her 3rd Album of the Year, and she'll be the first woman to do this, and only the 4th woman in the history of the Grammys to win 3 Album of the Years. So it's like I used to wrestle when I was in school, and it's like going to the tournament and the defending champion or the one rated number 1 is scratched and no longer in the tournament. So you're like, oh, wow. Suddenly my route to the championship got a lot easier. So that's the way I view this. I mean, I think it's unfortunate that The Weeknd wasn't even nominated, and Fetch the Bolt Cutters. I know a lot of people loved Fiona Apple's, although she was not shut out. She was nominated for some other awards. So as far as who won the most nominations, it was Beyonce with 9, and she won a nomination. She didn't win. She got a nomination for Song of the Year for Black Parade and Record of the Year for Black Parade and Savage Remix. So she had two nominations in Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, Best R&B Performance, Best R&B Song, Best Music Film, Black is King, and Best Music Video, Brown Skin Girl. So she got 9 nominations. And the next 3 people were all tied for the next at 6. Taylor Swift was nominated for Album of the Year for Folklore, Song of the Year for Cardigan, Best Pop Solo Performance Cardigan, Best Pop Duo Group Performance Exile featuring Bon Iver, I always mispronounce his name, Best Pop Vocal Album Folklore, and Best Song Written for Visual Media Cats, Beautiful Ghost, which was interesting because so many people canned Cats and said it was the worst performance, but it was not shut out of the Grammy noms, thanks to Taylor. Dua Lipa, I love her album. She won Best New Artist in 2019. She's on a streak, and her album is nominated for Album of the Year, and I do love that album. She was nominated for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Album of the Year, Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Pop Duo Group Performance, and Best Pop Vocal Album. Roddy Ricch was the other one who was nominated for six nominations. Fiona Apple was nominated for Best Rock Performance nominee, and in Best Rock Song and Best Alternative Music Album, Fetch the Bolt Cutters. And so that's the top nominations as far as number of nominations. So here's the nominations in the top 4 categories. For Album of the Year, which is, I think, typically considered the number one award. Album of the Year, Ms. Aiko for Shilombo. She's a new R&B artist. There was a profile of her in Billboard. Coldplay, Everyday Life. Jacob Collier nominated. And Haim, the two sisters, great musicians, great musicianship. Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone and Folklore by Taylor Swift. My personal opinion, and my opinion is worth as much as it's costing you to hear it, which is really nothing. But my opinion is that the best competition, or the top competition to Taylor Swift to win Album of the Year would be Post Malone, Hollywood's Bleeding. I don't believe he's won Grammys before, but I don't believe he's won Album of the Year to this date. Record of the Year, which is the actual recording of a single, versus Song of the Year is the songwriting for a single. Nominations are Black Parade by Beyonce, Colors by Black Pumas, love Black Pumas, Rockstar by DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch, Say So by Doja Cat, Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish, who cleaned up last year. Billie Eilish won all 4 categories, which had been done since Christopher Cross in the 80s. She cleaned up last year, and she's being nominated again. Her brother's the producer on that. Circles by Post Malone, Savage by Megan Thee Stallion, who is also nominated for Best New Artist. Album of the Year, as I mentioned. And then Song of the Year, which goes to the songwriters of the song. Black Parade, again, by Beyonce. The Box, a song by Roddy Ricch, but it was written by Samuel Glode and Roddick Moore, songwriters, and the artist was Roddy Ricch. I'm assuming Roddick Moore is probably Roddy Ricch's real name. Cardigan, Taylor Swift, written by Aaron Dessner and Taylor Swift. Circles, which is a Post Malone. Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. I love that song. Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish and Phineas. Wrote It, I Can't Breathe from her. And then If the World Was Ending, Would You Come Over? I like that song. Julia Michaels and J.P. Sachs. So Best New Artist, Ingrid Andress, country getting some love. Noah Cyrus, Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter and Miley Cyrus's younger sister. D Smoke, Doja Cat, Kate Tronada, and Megan Thee Stallion. I think Megan Thee Stallion probably will win that one, but I don't know. Doja Cat is really strong. Has some incredible songs. Megan Thee Stallion, her big hit with Cardi B, WAP, was not submitted for this year. It'll be in consideration for next year's 2022 Grammys, so that's not on being considered. For Best Pop Solo Performance, we got Justin Bieber for Yummy. You got to be kidding me. I'd be embarrassed. My personal opinion, again, which is worth as much as it costs you to hear it. Say So, Doja Cat, very well done song. Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. Don't Stop Now. Oh, love that song. Dua Lipa. Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. That is a catchy song. And Cardigan by Taylor Swift. So that's Pop Solo Performance. Best Pop Duo or Group Performance. One Day by J Balvin and Dua Lipa. Bad Bunny and Tiny. Intentions by Justin Bieber featuring Quavo. Dynamite by BTS. K-pop group gets in there. And Rain On Me by Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande. So a couple superpower women in there. And Exile by Taylor Swift featuring Bon Iver. So anyway, I could go down the list. I mean, I got the Grammy Awards. I might do a part 2. But the big news, I feel, is that The Weeknd was shut out And I also feel, although they aren't not writing about it, he didn't even get any nominations. That's just really sad and too bad. And also, Fetch the Bolt Cutters wasn't nominated for Album of the Year by Fiona Apple. So I don't see, I think Taylor Swift's got a clear shot to win Album of the Year in her third record win in that category. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching my videos and commenting. I learn from the comments that you put, sharing your knowledge and your passions as fandoms. Being a fan, especially by Taylor Swift videos, I love the Swifties sharing the knowledge and what you picked up, Easter eggs, whatever it is. So please put your comments down below the video, and tell me what you think. Maybe I got something wrong in your opinion. Let me know. Voice your opinion. I'd love to hear from you. We're all in this together, and I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, this is Tim Wolf. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please go to the link down below in the description. There's a Bitly link. Listen to my music at Spotify. I appreciate it very much. It means a lot to an artist if you follow them. If you would be kind enough to like the video if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Finally, be sure to subscribe. And also there are other videos on this screen that you can watch. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.